Can you remember what software do you use, or what database management system do you use? Microsoft Access. Anything else? Okay, so the DBMS subject you learn only in SQL, right? Okay, so you already know SQL and you already know some PHP, alright. Okay, for today's class, we're gonna use WordPress. Have any of you used WordPress before? Okay, do you use WordPress.org or .com? So meaning that everything's online, right? If you're using .com, meaning that your WordPress is online, not locally driven. Okay, it's good that you're already familiar with WordPress, but today we're gonna use the local driven WordPress, which is you have to download the installation of WordPress to create a website. The only difference between .com and .org is that in .org, your local driven website is you can use more plugins and other features compared to .com, because .com you have to pay additional for additional functionalities and plugins, which is I don't think is reasonable for students. So first, before we download WordPress, have you guys downloaded XAMPP? Okay, okay, let's download XAMPP. So you go to your search engine and search for XAMPP, and you find the download button, and you download to which is suitable to your device. So use an Apple or Windows. You can download the 64-bit. It's a very easy installation because we need this because XAMPP is like a, how to say, if you want to, it's like a mini server for your local device. When you want to use PHP or SQL or other popular database language, XAMPP is one of the examples, or software examples that you can use. because later on in WordPress, there are some functionalities that you need to use PHP. And for you to locally use PHP, you have to have that local server. So download XAMPP first. Just follow the steps to install. Once you're done, let me know. You can download the latest rendition with 7.4. You don't need PHP is just a language. You don't need to download it. You don't need. It's not like Python. Okay, so when you download and install, you will have this XAMPP file appear in your C. Yeah, either your C or D depends on your path. depends on your location where you want to put your XAMPP file. But usually you just put on C. Is there any trouble in installing? Okay, you see the service box in your far left. Alright, I want you to tick Apache and MySQL, and then you start the Apache and MySQL as well. So if you successfully download it and follow the installation process, you will get a product like this. So you only need to you can look at the image I just set in the chat box. You can see that the Apache and MySQL is tick, and the actions are only start Apache and MySQL. Can you start? Is the boxes checked? Mayfang, you have the same problem? Okay, Mayfang, I want you to go back to your control panel. On your far right, there is a config button. Can you click that? When you press the config button, there's a window pop up, and at the bottom, that's called service and port settings. What is your SSL port for Apache? Okay, so your error was your port as a block port. So try to change 443 to 442 or 444. Maybe 442, try that. Okay, may found your port, just leave it as it is, 443, and then what you do is you make sure that you shut down every task and then restart your device again. Has everybody done finished downloading yet? Yes. Make sure that you stop the actions, and then you make sure you close everything and restart. Okay. Just continue downloading. Once you restart, when you want to click the control panel, make sure you run under administration. There's some issues with XAMPP when you want to open normally with double click. To do successfully downloaded and install, can you operate? Can you start Apache and SQL? Okay, same problem. Okay, the only option is to uninstall and install again. And when you install, just install outside your C. Do not put under program files. This is a common problem with XAMPP. Okay, so Amalie, what you need to do is go to your Google or whatever and search for XAMPP, X XAMPP, and then you download the latest program and you install. Is there any other issues? How many of you haven't completed the installations procedure yet? Okay, how many successfully completed the process? If you can run it with no problems, then okay. If for now, yes, but like I said before, if possible, do not um, put the XAMPP file in the program file. Put it outside. Like the share screen here, you can see that my XAMPP is outside. Okay, so not to waste any more time, if some of you already succeeded in installing the WordPress, then we will continue. If the ones who haven't, it's okay. You can follow the recording after the class. Why we need XAMPP is that WordPress it needs a database to function. Okay, so now to those already finished installing, I want you to go to wordpress.org and go to download, and you download WordPress here. Okay, so in the first section of the themes, I already uploaded called WordPress tutorial. This will give you guys some help in installing, because the process is rather tedious. Okay, what you do is after you successfully install your XAMPP and then you can run your Apache and SQL, what you do next is go to your local browser and just type localhost slash php my admin. Okay, if this is the same issue again, just type in localhost. When you're localhost, you can see that your XAMPP, the Apache SQL, is successfully running. Then what you do is you go to phpMyAdmin here. Where you see here, you can see that your WordPress has been installed. What you do is I want you to create a new database. All right. What you do is you click here new, and you can put in whatever database name you want. For this example, I put WP test site. And then what we do is here we put in collation and you press create here. Once you're done, before that as well, once you install your WordPress, usually you will go to documents or your downloads, wherever you download it. What I want you to do is, where's the WordPress? Okay, for example, you downloaded WordPress, right? You download a zip file. It's called WordPress, and then when you extract it, I want you to copy that file, go to your XAMPP, go to your htdocs here, and you paste it here. So you got here WordPress. Make sure that you copy directly from the zip file after extracting. After that, you can see the example. They ask you to type in localhost and your WordPress folder.
Do we need to create a WordPress folder because my htdocs and yours is different?
Okay, have you downloaded the WordPress zip file?
Yes.
Okay, when you extract it, does it has a WordPress folder?
Oh, copy the WordPress folder to here, is it?
Yes, you extract the file, zip file, and you move that folder to the XAMPP htdocs.
But it's fine that my htdocs is different from yours, right?
How different?
I don't have the Ajax search.
Oh no, this is my other projects. I just need you to have WordPress.
Okay.
So you just ignore everything above. I just need you to have WordPress. A WordPress. Okay. So once that's done, what they ask you to do is type in localhost slash and the name of the folder. Since my folder is called WordPress or whatever you want to name it, and you just press enter. Since mine already installed, so it will look like this. But if you haven't installed, you will directly move to here. So if you're already arrived in this step, just continue to English. Next here, you ask to write a database name and password, right? Okay. Before you go to Let's Go, here make sure you already create a new database called test site, for example here. Then when you press Let's Go, I want you to the input field here, the database name. You put in the new database you just inserted. Like for this case, is the test site. Okay, username and password. Username you can put in root, ROOT, and password you just leave it blank. But the database host must be localhost. And the table prefix, just leave it be. It will be WP underscore, and you submit.
Sorry, for the database, the localhost PHP my admin.
Yeah.
We need to create a new database that is named the WP test site. Is it?
You can put that, for example, you can put whatever name. As long you just make sure that you know that this database is just a testing.
Sorry?
You can put whatever name you want. For this case, I just put in test site to test WordPress. You can put WP site such like if you want to.
So I can put anywhere, is it?
You can put any name you want.
Do I have to put inside the WP test site or no?
No. When you just create a new database, you just leave it as it be. After that, you just put here the database name. Just put the new database name you just created. That's all.
Okay.
And then the username you put root, R-O-O-T. Password you just leave it blank. And database host is make sure it's localhost. Table prefix leave it as it be because it will be WP underscore and just submit.
So I just create an empty database.
Yes.
Okay.
Make sure that it is not Latin, it's collation and create. Okay, so when you're done with this step, submit, and then you'll have the next step. It asks you to run the install, or it asks to say it's next. You just click on the button, and this will be the next page that will appear. You'll ask the information needed. Okay, when you're in this step, you can see the site title. So you can put whatever title you want. Like for my case, my site title is called WP Lab Demo. You can insert whatever name you want as a test site. So this will be your test site. You can see here WP Lab Demo is my test site title. And then username and password. Okay, make sure that the username and password you remember, or you just write it down somewhere. Right, username you can put whatever, your name or your short name. Password, you can whatever password you want, but make sure you remember. And then your email, just put in whatever email. And then privacy, you can say it allows the search engine to index this site after checking the box. You can just leave it as it be. You want to check it. And then you see a success. If you're already in this step, you just press login. Once you're logged in, they ask you to put in the username and password that you just typed in just now. Okay, has anybody made it this far? Alright, Mayfan, you already succeeded. Okay, the rest. Okay, is there any problem so far? Okay, so after this success, we will reach the dashboard area. Here in the dashboard area, you can see like here, and also here, we can see that there's a lot of things on your screen right now. I need to make sure that everyone is here so that I can proceed. Is there anybody facing any problems?
I'm sorry, can I request to zoom in the the page for the font to be larger, because if we split screen, then it'll be very hard for us to see the words.
For which font?
I mean for your screen, because like if we split into two, then yeah, this part, yeah. In case you want to use any of here, yeah. Okay, thank you. Okay, thank you.
Okay. Okay, so let's proceed. Once you're already in your dashboard here, you can see that we have a lot of menus here. If you look at the top, you can see next to your house logo, your site title, go visit site. So this is an example of my site, and yours might look different. It's usually default settings. Okay, if you want to customize this, you go back to your dashboard, go to appearance, yeah, and you can see that these are themes. So usually they'll give you three default, which is 2019, 2020, and 2017. Okay, if you want to add a new theme, you just go here, add new, and you can search whatever theme you want. For example, programming. So most of these are categorized by tags. So you can search whatever tag you want or whatever theme you like. For example, let's take this one. I can see here details and preview. Here they give you a preview of how it looks like. And if you like it, you can press in install. Okay, once it install, you can press in activate. So you can see now that this is your new theme. So you go back to your site. See, now your site looks like this, just like what you download, install and download it. Install and activate it. Sorry. So when you choose your site, so you can switch whatever you install. It's all here. And if you want to switch, you just press the activate button. So let's say here. So I prefer this theme because it looks much cleaner. Okay, now once you are done with your themes, one thing about WordPress is that it is known for its plugins. Okay, what is a plugin? A plugin is basically like a like the name applies. You plug in it's like a Lego brick basically. Each Lego brick has its own characteristics and functionalities. So if you go to plugins here, you can see that by default there are some plugins already uh, in your dashboard, but I want you to add a new plugin. So what you do is you add new and search for WP form. Okay, I want you to download this, the picture of a bear. You install and you activate it. Once you're done, you can see that your the new plugin you just installed will be here. Okay, so when you already past this part, install, you can see that in the settings here, you can see there's a lot of things that you can be used. If you want to change the base or form styling, or you want only styling itself, or you want no styling, that's up to you. But I just leave it as it is. We can see I determine which CSS files to load and use for this site. So when you're done with that, what you do is you want to create a new post in your site. You can see that after installing, you can see that right at your menu here, WP form is already embedded in the sidebar menu. And you can see here the name, simple contact form, and whatever this is, you can just adjust the shortcode. But here you can simple contract a contact form. You click that. This is it. This is your plugin. Since I remember that 2 weeks ago we did a registration form, all the coding necessary. With WordPress plugin, you don't need to code that much. Basically, just drag and drop. So you see here names and everything else. So you can click here to edit. You want the name, you want the format the first to last, or you can put first, middle, last here, or just a simple full name. And then you can add description. So let's say put A, B, C here. You can see that in the description, it is basically like a small caption within the container here. Then here you put required. This is a required input field that you need to insert. Once you're done with that, move on to the next one, like email. Here, email, you can do the same thing, everything else. Enable email confirmation is just check this box to ask users to provide email address twice. So you press here, you have to do it twice, like whatever you've seen on registration forms. Since if you want to add anything else, like multiple choice, you can just drag it here, and yeah, add anything else, you can add it here as you please. If you don't want, you can delete, press OK, and add whatever you want. You can see bottom here, this is all the fancy fields. Fancy fields are usually for, this is the paid version of the WP form, but the free one is this is it basically. All right, so now what I want you to do is go to post. You see the old post? I want you to add new post. Okay. So when you want to add a new post to your website, especially you want to insert a new the new plugin you just installed. What you do is here you want to add a title, so you just add here demo post WP. So right here you just, if you don't want to put anything here, right, you see this plus box here, it's called an add. You add a block. A block is basically like I said before this, like a Lego brick. Each Lego brick has its own functions and characteristics. For example, here, let's put in the W forms we just install. Click that, and you choose the new form you just saved, and this is it. And if you don't like it, you can move it around. You'll see here, change block type or style. So you want it group or you want individual, or you want it group again. So when it's group, meaning that you can move in the entire block. If it's individual, you have to move cell by cell. Next, let's put in a, for example, image. All right, so here you can put an image, you can upload whatever image you want. And then here you can see the alignment here. You want full with, let's upload a simple image. For example, okay, this one. Done. So once you uploaded this, here I will put on the right, or maybe I'll put it in the full width, or maybe I'll put full width here. We'll be taking the entire space. Here, when you change, you can see you can add media and text, or you want to round it. For example, media and text. So when it's media and text here, you can put in a caption. So, for example, so this is Spider-Man, for example, media and a text. Next, let's put in a new vlog. Let's search for embed. So here you can see that there's other functions here. So you can put embed here. You can put in whatever URL you want. So let's go to YouTube. Let's say Unima's song, coffee, face, embed. So now you can see that Unima's the YouTube video is here, right? WP allows you to upload a video directly, but it is advised not to, because when you do that, your website will be heavy and user might experience lagging. So it's better for you to embed a URL directly from a video platform. What else can you put in here? So you put here social. I got Facebook, Instagram, and so on. Let's put Facebook here. Just insert whatever URL you want. If you don't like it, you can remove block you don't want. Once you are complete, you publish. You publish, and see publish is really completed. So now let's view your post. So this is what we just did. So with the form we had here, the image and the text, the video we have. This is how you create a post. So far, can everybody follow? You need to open Xampp for a new website. Yes, because when you want to access WordPress, you have to go through localhost. If you're you can try to stop the Apache and MySQL, and you try to open again. Localhost is basically is a term to use when you want to access a local device server. So this is basically it. That's XAMPP's function. XAMPP function is just for you to a mini server for you to access Apache and SQL and PHP as well. So you have to on it every time. But I have to warn you that some XAMPP faces a lot of problems occasionally, and make sure that you run under administration just to make it safe. And then you just type in localhost WordPress, and then you'll be able to access your website. Okay, what's next? Okay, let's look at menus. Okay, so menus are quite important in websites because it helps you users to navigate throughout the entire website. Okay, now WordPress has given a simple method of using menus rather than the traditional hard coding. Here, for example, you can see this is my website or your website if you're seeing your screen. Here you can see that the pages here, these are the menu items. And here are the natural menu items that is already default in the theme. The only addition I have is the Elementor. So what is an Elementor? Okay, Elementor is basically another plugin I use for template creation. You guys can download it in your plugin. You can do it later. You can see here that view all. There's a lot of items we can use. For example, okay, let me delete this first. Okay, let's say I take a new item. What you do is you check in here, add to menu. It will pop up here. So this is just an additional to your menu navigation bar. If you want to do a sub menu of a menu item, you just drag it here, hover above, and you put here. So now you can see here it's titled sub item. Right. So here I will have my primary menu, and then I save menu. Okay. Some in your theme there is two kinds, top menu and social links. If you don't have it, it's okay. If you have it, what you do is you set which is the primary and which is social. So you have two here. Once I'm done with this, I go to live preview and see. You can see that here in my menu, I have home, about, blog, and contact. You can see that my blog has a plus sign. So when I hover above it, I have my sub item. So when I press my sub item, I move to the post. All right. So if you want to add anything else, you can add item here, so you can see the live display of your website while editing. So you can add whatever. So you can continue adding in your plugins and so on. Okay, so now let's look at widgets. So widgets are widgets. So you know what widgets are, right? So like in your phone, you see your clock or your search bar or your email. These are all called widgets. So a widgets on your site is the same thing. So you can see here that is our sidebar footer and so on. So for example, here I want to manage with live preview. You can see that here I have, you cannot see this as a sidebar, right? Let's go here. Remember that below here is your screen rendition of different devices. So for smartphone, tablet, website, and so on. Here you can see a footer. You see the Find Us. Yeah. So this is your footer. So in your widget footer here, you can see there's a Find Us. Then you go footer 2. There is about this site. There's a search. And the third is you can add whatever widget. So imagine here I put a widget here. And I put in a calendar, for example. See? So this is how you adjust your footer, if you wish. If you don't like it, yeah.
For the one that you toggle between desktop, mobile, the one,
Yeah.
do we have to create anything?
Excuse me?
Do we have to create or add anything? Because mine, it does not have that function there. It does not have the icons and buttons there.
Like this?
The left one, the bottom left one. Yeah, these three.
Oh, you don't have it, is it?
Yeah. Yeah.
Are you using a default theme or a new theme?
I think it's a new theme. Yeah, it's not the default.
Usually it's already there. Okay, so let's proceed. So after that, if you want to add any widgets to your footer, then this is the place to go. Remember, appearance and widgets. Backgrounds is if you want to have a image on your background and so on, you can here you can select whatever image and the image will be set as a background. That is useful if you want to create your own theme. Okay, what else should I? Okay, so templates. Templates are, I assume that you guys know what templates are. It's just basically like a draft of a page. You want to know like where's the header, where is the footer, where is the sidebar if you want. So Elementor is one of the examples of a template editor. It's a plugin you can download. Just search for Elementor. Okay. Let's say that you want to create a new theme by yourself. You want to create your own theme. You don't want to use the ones that is available to you. Okay, for example, you can look at here. What if you want to create your own theme? Okay, you go to your WordPress, the one you just copied in htdocs. You see here in W content. Go to W content. You will see themes right here. In themes, you can see that we already have all the ones you downloaded 2020, 2017, 2019. My one's a jet black. So you want to create a new theme, you create a new folder, and it's compulsory to to have these 4 different files. Okay, in class, you guys haven't learned PHP yet, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so I won't teach you this because it requires some PHP coding. So when you guys already learn in class, I will teach you on how to create a new website from scratch with WordPress. Okay, let's go back to this. Okay. So far, is there any questions? Okay, so I hope everyone can follow. If you don't understand, you can look back at the recording later on. Okay, so far, this is it. So you guys can play around with the dashboard, get familiar with it. If I'm not mistaken, I heard that in your next class, the lecturers will teach you on how to access query through WordPress. All right. Since you guys already know plugins, you already know themes, you already know posts, you know how to adjust the blocks, and make sure that you play around with the plugins as well. Search any plugins that you want. You want to add a music player, so on. There is some music players available for you to put in your website, or you want to put a gallery, you want to put a slideshow, Google Earth Maps. You've It's all through the plugins. It's not much difficult process, unlike hard coding. Well, like 2 weeks ago, you want to takes a lot of time, but with WordPress and the plugins, it takes a short amount. Okay, I feel like this is all for today. Is there any part of the process throughout the entire session that you don't understand that you want me to repeat? Okay, so if you have no further questions, you are dismissed. If there is any, you can ask right now before we close the recording and the session in Teams. To those who aren't able to follow, the process. For XAMPP, you can look at the recordings how, and for WordPress installation, you can look at the recordings as well as the PDF file, the file section. Who's in charge of the recording, you can stop it and upload it